Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today, we're diving deep into something that resonates with every single one of us. Something that separates the dreamers from the doers, the wishers from the winners. We're talking about the power to fight through everything. You know that feeling, right? That moment when the world throws everything it has at you. When the obstacles seem insurmountable, the doubts whisper louder than your own voice, and the easy path beckons with its siren song of comfort. That's the moment. That's the crucible where character is forged. And that's precisely what we're going to explore today. We're not here to talk about fairy tales or overnight successes. We're here to talk about grit. We're here to talk about resilience. We're here to talk about the unwavering spirit that refuses to be broken, no matter the storm. This isn't about being fearless. It's about being brave enough to act despite the fear. It's about understanding that setbacks aren't roadblocks. They're detours, and sometimes those detours lead to the most incredible destinations. Think about it. Every single person who has ever achieved anything significant has faced adversity. Every single person who has ever inspired others has known struggle. The difference isn't the absence of challenges. It's the presence of an unyielding will to overcome them. And that, my friends, is a power that resides within each and every one of you. We're going to build a framework today, a mental toolkit, if you will, for how to tap into that power. We're going to create characters, not just fictional archetypes, but living, breathing embodiments of this fighting spirit. These are the individuals who, when faced with the impossible, don't crumble. They rise, they don't complain. They conquer, they don't surrender. They persevere. Let's start with the foundation. What does it truly mean to fight through everything? It's not about brute force or reckless abandon. It's about a strategic, relentless, and deeply personal commitment to your goals, your values, and your own potential. It's about understanding that the biggest battles are often fought within the confines of your own mind. Imagine Sarah. Sarah is a single mother working 2 jobs to keep her family afloat. She's exhausted, she's stressed, and the weight of the world feels like it's pressing down on her shoulders. There are days when she just wants to give up, to let the exhaustion win. But then she looks at her children, their innocent faces full of hope, and something ignites within her. That's her fight. Her fight isn't for glory or recognition. It's for a better future for her kids. It's the quiet determination that gets her out of bed before dawn. The unwavering focus that pushes her through long, grueling shifts, and the fierce love that fuels her every action. Sarah embodies the fight for survival, the fight for family, the fight for a chance at a brighter tomorrow. Her strength isn't in her muscles, it's in her heart, in her unwavering commitment to those she loves. She understands that every small victory, every moment she pushes through the fatigue, is a step forward, a testament to her resilience. She doesn't have the luxury of complaining. She has the responsibility of providing. And in that responsibility, she finds an inexhaustible wellspring of strength. Then there's Mark. Mark was an athlete with a promising future, until a devastating injury shattered his dreams. The doctors told him he might never walk properly again, let alone compete. For many, this would be the end of the road. But Mark refused to accept that narrative. His fight is the fight against limitations, the fight against despair, the fight to redefine what's possible. He's not just rehabbing his body, he's rebuilding his spirit. He's found new ways to challenge himself, to push his boundaries, to discover strengths he never knew he possessed. He's learned that true athleticism isn't just about physical prowess. It's about mental fortitude, about the courage to face your own perceived weaknesses and transform them into triumphs. Mark's journey is a powerful reminder that our greatest battles are often against the limitations we impose upon ourselves, and that by challenging those limitations, we can unlock extraordinary potential. He's not just fighting to walk again. He's fighting to live a full, meaningful life on his own terms. He's discovered that the spirit of an athlete can manifest in countless ways, and that the will to win can be applied to any challenge. Consider Anya. Anya's an artist who has faced constant rejection from galleries and critics. Her work is unconventional, it challenges norms, and it doesn't always fit neatly into predefined boxes. The easy path would be to conform, to create something palatable, something that sells. But Anya's fight is the fight for authenticity, the fight for her unique voice, the fight to stay true to her vision. She understands that true art, true innovation, often comes from pushing boundaries, from daring to be different. She's learned to draw strength from her own convictions, to believe in her work, even when the world tells her otherwise. Anya's story is a testament to the power of self-belief, to the courage it takes to stand by your convictions in the face of doubt and criticism. She's not just fighting for artistic success. She's fighting for the right to express herself, to contribute her unique perspective to the world. She understands that the most valuable creations are often born from a place of deep personal conviction, and that the pursuit of originality is a battle worth fighting. She's learned to see rejection not as a failure, but as a sign that she's on the right track, that she's challenging the status quo. And then there's David. David is a quiet, unassuming individual who has always felt overlooked and underestimated. He's not naturally charismatic or physically imposing, but David has a secret weapon, an insatiable curiosity and a relentless drive to learn. His fight is the fight for knowledge, the fight for self-improvement, the fight to prove that intelligence and dedication can overcome any perceived disadvantage. He spends his evenings devouring books, taking online courses, and seeking out mentors. He understands that the world is constantly evolving, and that the only way to stay relevant, to thrive, is to commit to lifelong learning. David's journey is a powerful illustration of how intellectual curiosity and persistent effort can lead to extraordinary growth and achievement. He's not fighting for external validation. He's fighting for personal mastery, for the satisfaction of knowing he's constantly expanding his horizons. He's learned that the most profound transformations often happen quietly, through consistent, dedicated effort. He's proving that you don't need to be the loudest voice in the room to make a significant impact. You just need to be the most committed to learning and growing. These characters, Sarah, Mark, Anya, and David, represent different facets of the fight-through-everything mentality. They are not superheroes with magical powers. They are ordinary people who have tapped into an extraordinary inner strength. They are proof that this power is accessible to all of us. So, how do we cultivate this spirit within ourselves? It starts with a fundamental shift in perspective. We need to stop viewing challenges as insurmountable obstacles and start seeing them as opportunities for growth. Every setback is a lesson. Every failure is a stepping stone. Every moment of discomfort is a chance to build resilience. The first step is embracing discomfort. We are wired to seek comfort, to avoid pain. But true growth happens when we step outside our comfort zones. Think about the last time you felt truly challenged. Was it easy? Probably not. But did you learn something? Did you emerge stronger? The answer is almost always yes. We need to actively seek out situations that push us, that make us uncomfortable. Because that's where we build the mental and emotional fortitude to face bigger challenges. This isn't about masochism. It's about strategic exposure to difficulty. It's about understanding that the more we practice overcoming small discomforts, the better equipped we are to handle the inevitable larger ones. Next, we need to define our why. Why are you fighting? What is the ultimate goal that drives you? Without a clear, compelling why, it's easy to get discouraged when the going gets tough. Sarah's why is her children. Mark's why is to prove that his spirit is stronger than his injury. Anya's why is her artistic integrity. David's why is the pursuit of knowledge and self-mastery. Your why needs to be deeply personal, something that resonates with your core values and aspirations. It's the fuel that keeps you going when your energy reserves are depleted. It's the anchor that holds you steady in the storm. When you're clear on your purpose, the obstacles become less daunting because you understand what you're fighting for. Then comes action, not just intention. It's easy to have good intentions. It's much harder to consistently take action, especially when you don't feel like it. This is where discipline comes in. Discipline isn't about punishment. It's about doing what needs to be done, even when you don't want to. It's about showing up, day after day, putting in the work, even when the results aren't immediately apparent. It's about building habits that support your goals. Think about the small, consistent actions that Sarah takes every day to provide for her family. Think about Mark's daily commitment to his rehabilitation. Think about Anya's consistent creation of art, regardless of external validation. Think about David's nightly dedication to learning. These are the building blocks of success. We also need to reframe failure. Failure is not the opposite of success. It's a part of it. Every successful person has failed, multiple times. The difference is that they didn't let failure define them. They learned from it, they adapted, and they kept moving forward. Instead of seeing failure as a dead end, see it as a data point. What went wrong? What can you do differently next time? This iterative process of trying, failing, learning, and trying again is crucial for progress. It's about developing a growth mindset, where challenges are seen as opportunities to learn and improve, rather than as indicators of inherent inadequacy. And crucially, we need to cultivate self-compassion. This might sound counterintuitive when we're talking about fighting, but it's essential. Beating yourself up when you stumble will only drain your energy and diminish your motivation. Instead, treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding you would offer a friend who is struggling. Acknowledge your efforts, celebrate your small victories, and forgive yourself for your mistakes. This doesn't mean lowering your standards. It means supporting yourself through the process of meeting them. Self-compassion is the fuel that allows you to get back up after you fall, to continue the fight with renewed determination. Let's talk about the mental game. The most significant battles are often fought within the confines of our own minds. Our thoughts can be our greatest allies or our most formidable enemies. We need to become masters of our own internal dialogue. When those negative thoughts creep in, the "I can't," the "it's too hard," the "what's the point?" we need to have strategies to combat them. This is where the concept of mental toughness comes into play. It's the ability to persevere in the face of adversity, to maintain a positive attitude, and to perform at your best even under pressure. One powerful technique is affirmation. Not just reciting empty phrases, but deeply believing in the positive statements you make about yourself and your capabilities. I am strong, I am capable, I will overcome this. These aren't just words. They are declarations of intent, seeds planted in the fertile ground of your mind. Another is visualization. Imagine yourself succeeding. See yourself achieving your goals, overcoming the obstacles, and experiencing the satisfaction of victory. The more vivid and detailed your visualization, the more real it becomes, and the more it can motivate you to take the necessary actions. We also need to be mindful of our environment, right? Who are you surrounding yourself with? Are they people who lift you up, who inspire you, who believe in your potential? Or are they people who drag you down, who feed your doubts, who discourage your efforts? Choose your tribe wisely. Seek out mentors, friends, and communities that support your journey and challenge you to be your best. The fight through everything mentality isn't about being aggressive or confrontational. It's about being unwavering in your commitment to yourself and your goals. It's about understanding that life will test you, and that those tests are opportunities to discover your own incredible strength. Think about the moments in your life when you felt most alive, most fulfilled. Chances are, those moments came after you pushed through something difficult. It's in those moments of overcoming that we truly discover who we are and what we are capable of. This journey is not always easy. There will be days when you feel like you're taking 2 steps back for every step forward. There will be moments of doubt, of frustration, of exhaustion. But it is precisely in those moments that you must dig deeper, that you must remember your why, and that you must take that next step, however small. The characters we've discussed, Sarah, Mark, Anya, and David, are not just stories. They are blueprints. They are reminders that the power to fight through anything resides within you. It's in the quiet determination of a mother, the unyielding spirit of an athlete, the authentic voice of an artist, and the relentless curiosity of a learner. This is about building a life of purpose, of resilience, and of unwavering self-belief. It's about understanding that the greatest victories are often born from the greatest struggles. It's about embracing the challenge, learning from the setbacks, and never ever giving up on yourself. So, I encourage you, starting today, to identify your own fight. What is it that you are striving for? What are the obstacles in your path? And how will you choose to fight through them? Remember the principles we've discussed. Embrace discomfort, define your why. Take consistent action, reframe failure, and practice self-compassion. This is your life. This is your fight, and you are more than capable of winning it. Some of you listening to this right now are going through something that would break most people. I mean, break them. Not slow them down, not set them back. Break them completely. Maybe you lost someone. Maybe you lost everything. Maybe your body is failing you. Maybe the people you trusted most walked out on you when you needed them the most. Maybe life hit you so hard, so fast, so many times in a row that you don't even know which way is up anymore. And you're sitting there asking, why? Why me? Why now? Why does it keep happening to me? I want you to hear this. Adversity does not happen to weak people. Let that sink in. The storm doesn't chase what's already fallen. The pressure doesn't build on what's already cracked. Life does not pile weight on the person who can't carry anything. The weight found you because somewhere in the universe, something decided, this one can take it. This one has the capacity to not just survive this, but to grow from it, to be forged by it, to come out on the other side of it, stronger, sharper, more dangerous than before. You don't get calloused skin without friction. You don't get strong without resistance. You don't get unbreakable without being tested. Now I'm not going to stand here and tell you pain isn't real. It's real. The loss is real. The struggle is real. The nights where you cried and didn't know if you were going to make it, those were real. But here's what's also real. You made it through every single one of those nights. Every dark moment you've ever faced, you survived it. Every time life knocked you down, at some point, you got back up. You may have been bleeding, you may have been crawling, but you got back up. That's not weakness. That's the definition of strength. And the version of you that is listening to this right now has proof. Undeniable, lived-in scar tissue proof that you are a survivor. Now the question is, are you going to be just a survivor? Or are you going to take everything that tried to kill you and use it as fuel? The people who change the world, the people who leave a mark, the people who build something out of nothing, they are not the ones who avoided hardship. They are the ones who went through it and refused to let it be the end of their story. Your adversity is not your ending. It's your origin story. Now let's talk about the thing nobody wants to talk about. Not talent, not luck, not timing, not connections, not the neighborhood you grew up in, not the hand you were dealt. Let's talk about discipline. Because I've seen talented people fail. I've seen gifted people waste it. I've seen people with every advantage in the world sit down and do nothing with it. And I've seen people with absolutely nothing. No money, no support, no resources, no roadmap. Build empires from scratch. The difference was never talent. The difference was always discipline. Discipline is getting up at 5 a.m. when every single cell in your body is telling you to stay in bed. Discipline is doing the work on the days you don't feel like it. And let me be very clear with you. Most days, you are not going to feel like it. Motivation is a visitor. It shows up sometimes. It leaves when things get hard. It's emotional. It's inconsistent. It's unreliable. Discipline is a resident. It lives with you. It doesn't care how you feel. It doesn't negotiate with your emotions. It doesn't take days off because you're tired, or sad, or overwhelmed, or burned out. Discipline says it doesn't matter. We move anyway. You want to know what separates the person who dreams about a better life from the person who actually builds one? The person who builds it showed up on Tuesday when they didn't want to. They showed up on the cold Wednesday morning when it was dark outside. They showed up on the Friday night when everyone else was out having fun. They showed up on the Saturday when their body was exhausted and their mind was full. They showed up every single time. Not because they felt like it, because they made a decision. And decisions don't bend for feelings. I need you to understand something about the grind. The grind is not glamorous. Social media will show you the highlight reel, the moment of arrival, the celebration, the result. But nobody shows you the 3 years of silence. Nobody shows you the 500 rejections. Nobody shows you the nights of doubt, the mornings of uncertainty, The years of doing the work and seeing nothing happen. That's where most people quit. Right there. In the silence, in the invisible years, in the season where nothing looks like it's working and you can't see any progress, and every voice around you, including the one in your head, is telling you to stop. That's where you have to decide what you're made of. Because the grind doesn't reward the talented. It rewards the consistent. It rewards the person who does the same thing every single day, even when it's boring, even when it's hard, even when nobody's watching, even when nobody's clapping, even when you're the only person in the room who believes in what you're building. Show up anyway. Do the work anyway. Keep going anyway. Because one day, and I promise you this, one day, the world is going to see what you were building in the dark, and it's going to be undeniable. I want to ask you something, and I want you to actually think about it. Why are you here? Not in some philosophical, existential, abstract way. I mean practically. Concretely. Day to day. What is the thing that makes you feel most alive? What is the thing that when you do it, time disappears? What is the work that when you finish it, you feel like you actually did something with your life? Most people have never asked themselves that question seriously. Because purpose is not comfortable to pursue. Purpose requires sacrifice. Purpose requires you to say no to things that feel good right now in exchange for something that matters later. Purpose requires you to disappoint people, to be misunderstood, to walk away from things that are familiar, to choose the harder road when the easier one is right in front of you. Until next time, keep fighting, keep growing, and keep believing in yourself.